Welcome. Let's just dive right into this. If you're a telecom contractor, a project director, or you manage infrastructure, this operational analysis is custom built exactly for you. Today, we're breaking down a system called Squad Tower Cell. Now, we all know managing field operations is tough, but managing technical maintenance on remote cell towers, that is a whole different beast. So we're going to look at how to transform your operations from a state of total chaos and guesswork into a high-precision ecosystem.
I want to start by hitting a bit of a nerve here. Are your technicians actually at the tower? When you dispatch a crew to some remote site to check an antenna or swap a lithium battery, do you know for a fact they are at the exact coordinates? And more importantly, do you know if they actually put their safety gear on before they started climbing? Historically, the answer has been no. It's been this massive game of blind trust, and in this industry, that creates huge liabilities and lost revenue.
To fix this, we're going to follow a very clear operational roadmap. 1. The maintenance chaos. 2. What is Squad Tower Cell? 3. Total field control. 4. Intelligence and instant reports. And finally, 5. Shielding your contract. Let's get into it. All right, Section 1. The maintenance chaos.
So this is exactly where things usually fall apart. The WhatsApp black hole. Right now, your crews are probably sending you hundreds of disorganized photos a day through messaging apps, right? But those photos have no real context, no verified coordinates, and no locked timestamps. So what happens? You get ghost services. A tech says they did the maintenance, but you have zero auditable proof. Your supervisors waste hours calling around just trying to figure out where everyone is. And then when it's time to bill those major operators, your invoices get rejected because the evidence is just a total mess.
Moving right along to Section 2. What is Squad Tower Cell?
So, what are we actually talking about here? Squad Tower Cell is a digital command center. It's a completely unified ecosystem designed exclusively for the telecom industry that digitizes the entire life cycle of a cell tower visit. From the very second that order is generated in the office to the moment the tech uploads the final photographic evidence of the lightning rod or the antenna, it's all digital. It completely eliminates paper and takes your business from stressful uncertainty to absolute real-time certainty.
Let's break down how this ecosystem actually works, because it operates in two distinct halves. On one side, you've got the muscle, that's Squad Mobile. This is the app right there in the technician's hands at the tower. It handles their daily route, runs strict checklists, and captures mandatory lockdown evidence. On the flip side, you've got the brain, Squad Central. This is for the admin back in the office. They manage the dispatches, audit the live evidence, and pull the reports needed for billing. These two halves communicate instantly. The field and the office are finally speaking the exact same language.
Okay, Section 3, Total Field Control.
Now, the really fascinating part here is this idea of unalterable, totally dispute-proof evidence. Squad Tower Cell doesn't just, take pictures. It generates cryptographic seals. That means every single photo, every before and after shot gets stamped with the exact GPS location, the date, the time, and a deeply embedded tamper-proof watermark. The gallery is totally locked. A tech literally cannot upload some old photo from last week. This is exactly the kind of bulletproof proof you need when you're facing an audit from a massive telecom operator. But the real kicker is how the software practically controls the site visit through these mandatory certification steps. The job literally cannot even begin in the app without a geo-reference check-in. You have to physically be at the tower. Then it demands visual proof of personal protective equipment, like harnesses, before anything else happens, which drastically cuts down your legal and labor risks. After that, it forces the tech through intelligent checklists, checking connectors, cleaning cabinets, testing backup batteries. And finally, it tracks your inventory in real time, so what leaves the warehouse perfectly matches what gets installed.
Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. What if that cell tower is out in the absolute middle of nowhere with zero signal? This is a huge objection in the industry, and the system solves it beautifully with its offline resilience. It works in 3 simple steps. Step 1, disconnect. The tech loses signal. Step 2, local capture. The app securely saves all those checklists and locked photos straight to the device's local memory. Step 3, auto sync. The absolute second that phone catches even a sliver of a network, boom, the data packet fires instantly to the central hub. No manual intervention required. You literally never lose a service record.
That brings us to Section 4, Intelligence and Instant Reports.
And this takes us straight to the central command panel itself. From right here, directors can monitor live operations on a single, clean dashboard. You get smart routing, heat maps, and simple traffic light statuses. Pending, en route, in progress, finished. You can actually validate the quality of a job seconds after the tech finishes, which completely stops them from having to drive all the way back just to fix a silly mistake. You can see exactly which crews are the most efficient, and you can do all of this without making a single phone call.
But the real magic for the back office? That's the instant as-built reports. The absolute second a tech finishes their mandatory workflow, the system instantly generates a professional PDF. It compiles all those required before and after photos, perfectly labeled, right alongside digital signatures. You don't have to spend the end of the month manually piecing together folders of blurry WhatsApp photos anymore. By killing that manual paperwork, you accelerate your billing cycle from weeks down to literally a matter of hours or days.
Let's look at Section 5, shielding your contract. Let's just contrast these two realities for a second. The old way? That means waiting weeks for fragmented photos, basically living in constant fear that an operator is going to reject your invoice just because one specific picture of a connector was missing. If the site folder isn't flawless, they do not release payment. The Squad Tower Cell way means the app physically forces the tech to take the exact 10 photos the operator demands before they can even close out the job. The result is instant reports, immediate billing, and absolute security for your contract.
Looking at it like that, you really have to consider the financial stakes here, specifically the cost of inaction. How much does it actually cost you to send a crew back to a remote site twice just because they forgot a single photo? How much does it cost when you have a billing leak and you just can't collect on a service because you lack the evidence? When you achieve zero billing leaks and eliminate all that rework, a system like this essentially pays for itself. The cost of doing nothing is way, way higher than the investment in the tech.
I want to highlight this fundamental premise from our source material because it completely changes how you should view your business. Don't sell administration to major operators, sell legal and financial security. Listen, the major telecom giants are digitizing their audits. If you approach them with undeniable, geo-referenced cryptographic proof of your work, you are no longer just another maintenance crew. You elevate your entire company. You become an indispensable, high-level technological ally to them.
I want to leave you with one final question to wrap up this explainer. If your field techs and your office staff aren't synchronized, if they aren't looking at the exact same data in real time, who is really controlling your operation? Because when information gets lost in that void between the cell tower and the office desk, your control vanishes right along with it. Reclaim that control, close that gap, and shield your upcoming contracts. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive, and keep learning.